garage videos are getting really good now.
Cool. In. Oh wait, no, that's not. Coaching. Oh, damn it. Coaching. Radiator. Dad!
Jesus! What?
I think I found a radiator.
Oh, awesome. Yes. Buy it, son. Look at the cats! Look at the cats! I love it. The cats, man! Look at the cats! He's so cute!
Yes, got the pigs.
Don't worry about this stupid angry bird, man! Look at the cats!
That's the doorbell.
Delivery! Sign here, please. Thanks, mate.
It doesn't fit.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Under Construction here at Tough Garage. So, as you saw, that just happened. There you go. Are you right there? Get in. Anyway, so what we have to do is cut the end tanks off the radiator and make it fit. So the radiator itself doesn't look too bad. Quality of it, yeah, it's not too bad. The welds aren't the best, but they look like they're all sealed up. But yeah, we'll have to cut them all off and start again, basically. So as you can see here, it just doesn't fit. It's only, you know, 1, 2, maybe even 3 mil on some areas, but it doesn't fit. So I don't know where they got the measurements from. It looks like the measurements that they got were just spot on to the hole. Obviously you need a little bit of clearance here and there so that it actually fits. They didn't allow for that, and the radiator doesn't fit. So we'll cut the welds off here, remove the end tanks, shorten the end tanks just a little bit, just enough to give clearance on both sides, wall them back up again, and then we should be good to go. that took ages. Oh my god, what a job. So trying to grind away all the aluminium weld, which is quite large, without destroying the end tank and without cutting into the radiator passages was quite the task, and I've only done one side, and that took about, good maybe 20 minutes or more. I don't even know, I lost track of time. But it's come off quite cleanly from what I can see. Yes, I haven't cut anything away from the actual original size of the end tank from the looks of things, because I can still see the actual initial cut here of this metal. Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. Alright, so I managed to get both the end tanks off quite cleanly. You can just see some of the extra weld that they put there on the inside to attach that bottom piece and stuff like that. I managed to cut through it and not remove too much of the lip, which is good, so I can re-weld the end tanks back on once I've shortened them up. You can see some of the fins were actually bent, so it's good that I discovered that. I'll fix them up and make them all the same size so they actually flow water. Otherwise, I don't know what much that would have done. Anyway, let me fix this up. We'll take a few measurements and start mocking up. Okay, so I got the so-called transmission oil cooler out. That's the holes that it's left. So I'll just make up some filler pieces and just weld them in so it's all one piece again. But that's that part done. I've cleaned up all the edges there. They're ready to be measured and cut again. I think I might leave the weld that's on there because I can probably remelt that and use it again. It makes it easier for me to weld instead of grinding the whole thing back and using more filler rod and all sorts of stuff. So I'll see how I go with that. If anything, I can always clean it back and use filler rod if it doesn't work, but I might try that first. Anyway, let's make those filling pieces and weld them in. Alright, I made a little pieces to fill in the holes there. Just had some spare 2mm alloy aluminium in the scrap metal bin that I've got. So I got them out, marked them up, cut them and just pressed them in. They're pretty much a perfect fit, so just with the clamp just pressed in nicely, so they're pretty tight, so they'll weld in really easy without having to hold them or anything from the back or anything like that. So I'll weld them up now, clean them up and move on to the next part. So it looks like I was right. There was some sort of acrylic paint that they had put on the end tanks, just with a little bit of thinners and a rag. I managed to get it all off. You've got to get it super clean so that when you go to weld, there's no other material on there other than the actual metal to contaminate your weld. So clean that all up now, and I'll shorten these up just by cutting them with the grinder, about 3mm each side. And then we'll tack it on and check for measurement. so it looks like I won't be able to keep the old weld and remelt it. The reason being is that the end tank has to actually sit in off this lip, so it can't just sit flush on like that. See, the weld at the moment sitting there, the thickness of it doesn't allow the end tank to sit further into this lip. So I'm going to have to remove all the old weld so that it's just the actual sheet alloy lip that's sitting in, and then re-weld the lot, which is a bit of a shame, but that's what you've got to do. I cut them all to the lengths that I need now, so I took 5mm off this one and 2mm off that, so 7mm overall, which should be more than enough. I think it only needed 3mm, so I can't be taking too much off because these are right on the edge, which is going to be a bit of a pain to weld up again because you can't get the TIG welder in there. And same thing here, you can't take too much off because you've got the filler neck here, which can't be moved. So that'll have to do, and I'll figure out a way to mount it, not the original way obviously, but something similar. Alright, so I'll grind that off now and fit it up. Okay, so cleaned them all up. They're all done now. They look really good. Nice and clean, as you can see. So that's the finish holes after. So that now the lip will sort of sit like that. So it'll grab it from each side, and then I can run a bead of weld in between the two. But it won't be like a butt joint, it'll sort of overlap. So that'll make it a bit easier to weld as well. Okay, let's see how they fit on the core. Okay, that's done. So now they sit in like that. So before they couldn't fit inside because of the weld, but now as you can see, it fits inside that lip of the core, and it'll allow me to weld it all up. So I'll tack it up. Actually, I'll just mask it up for now, and then just do a quick test fit to see if it all fits. It should, but we have to check anyway. All right. Okay, it fits. It fits like a champ, actually. Look at that. There's about 3mm there, and about 3mm there. Beauty. So I'm very happy with that. I mean, it's not sitting all the way down, obviously, because the dowels at the bottom, and they haven't, I haven't made the holes for them so that they actually sit in there. But that looks good. Sits in there. It'll sit, further down once I've sorted out the bottom of it. But I've got to weld it up now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but can you see that the actual core is diamond shaped? So it's got to lean from the top left, leaning towards the left. So you can see here where I've marked and measured, so 715 mil from that corner to this corner, and from that corner to this lower corner, it's only 690. So it's sort of diamond shaped and skewed. So can't fix that because it's the core itself. I'd have to put it in a furnace or something, and then remelt all the solder, and I don't know how it works, but yeah, to try and straighten it up. But what I've done instead is I've cut the end tanks and shaped them accordingly. So by cutting a bit more off, the top or bottom of one end tank compared to the other, it should straighten it up a bit, because it still didn't fit even by shortening the end tanks. So this will hopefully sort it out. See how we go. So we've brought the big guns in just to help out. Yeah, they're the big guns. Well, there's some sort of guns. Anyway, Lee on his day off. Good man. Thanks, buddy. I'll pay you extra in think tanks. Just to help me tack these on because they've got to stay firm while I weld them. Woo! Oh, by the way, go Wanderers. Alright. Last of the tacks. All the tacks, as in, I hate doing my tacks. Tack wood. Is that a dad joke? That looks pretty bad, eh? Dad joke alert! Anyway. I won't keep you much longer, dude, because you're costing me about 3 tin teams so far.
Sure.
Alright, press down. Well, it's on. Now to see if it fits.
What you want, what you want. Come on. What you want, what you want. Come on. What you want. Come on. What you want, what you want. Come